All right, we are live. Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Nelly of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you again with another edition of Stout Sunday. And joining me, as always, we have Jeremy Vinson from Arkansas. We have Michael Kormaroff, Brooklyn, New York.
Good morning, everybody.
And we have Ronald Terrio of Louisiana Beer Reviews. That's right, you guessed it, from Louisiana. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Always great to be here.
All right, so we'll go from my left to right, which is Jeremy. What you drinking on this fine Stout Sunday, Jeremy?
Well, I am drinking the Ozark Beer Company BDCS, which is a bourbon double cream stout aged in bourbon barrels. It's a 2019 edition. It's 10.3 ABV, 69 IBUs, made in Rogers, Arkansas. It's a 5-year anniversary. So I used to try this. Shane recommended this, and so I'm going to try it.
All right. Let's see. Okay, Michael Kormaroff, what are you drinking?
A couple of weeks ago, I did the Firestone Walker Mocha Merlin. This is from the same series. This is their Nitro edition. And we know a little bit about Nitro beers. It gets the center pour. It gives you this nice kind of stream of action. So it's kind of cool to look at. And it usually gives you a creamy mouthfeel, whatever. We'll see if this one does that as well. It's 5.5%, like all the other Merlin beers. And it has 27 IBUs.
All right.
And this is what the pour looks like. Let me turn it around so you can see it.
Yeah,
that on both sides. You know, creamy head, and the head stays. That's one thing about all these Nitro beers. The head will stay throughout the whole thing. It will not go anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, looks
That
good.
doesn't happen with CO2 beers unless they happen to have some kind of specialty deal in them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. So, Ron, what you drinking this morning?
Well, I have Crown Valley Imperial Pumpkin Smash. It's 10.6% alcohol. It's brewed in Missouri. There's the pumpkin saying.
What is that? Pumpkin ale, right?
Yeah, it's a pumpkin stout.
Oh, stout, yeah, stout.
The head isn't too particularly great. It's a thin beige head. You can see it's dark brown. Maybe you can see the dark brown. It looks black maybe, but I can see dark brown at the top and the bottom. Yeah. But 10.6, 48 IBUs, brewed by Crown Valley Brewing of St. Genevieve, Missouri, in the old Louisiana territory, Louisiana Purchase territory, one of the old French settlements, actually. St. Genevieve, St. Louis, and so on. So one of the oldest town. Wait. I think St. Genevieve is the oldest town in Missouri. And secondly, William Kepley needs to come back on here. He came on for a moment, then he dropped off. William Kepley, you must come back on. Secondly, Sparky, Drunken One, you must come on. Shane, Fudge, come on here now.
You know what I was thinking about, John? Some of the people who otherwise come on who are not part of the regular group, like Robert, and a few of the other guy in Colorado, Brian, they may not realize the half-hour difference because they're not on Beer Talk and they're not in the in the general network. So I guess a change like this we have to consider earlier, just so more people could know.
Yeah. Right, got to come on.
These are people who have been coming on lately, so they might have come on if they'd known.
I think Brian's going to join soon.
Cool.
He sent me an email. He's we added him to the IBRG chat.
Oh, so he could have seen it then. How about Whiskey Scout?
Whiskey Scout, I believe, as well. We added.
Okay, so then as long as everybody can see it, then it's not like
Drunken only added, but he left, so I don't know if he has the link or not. But if he wants to join, I'll send him.
He already made a comment on the video, so he's watching.
Right, Jay. Before you came on, Alex was on. I don't know if you saw Alex or not. And he was commenting the fact that it was moved up a half hour. He was shocked when he came on and we were on. So
okay.
All right. Well,
Go ahead, John. It's up to you.
I am drinking the Evil Twin, even more pecan pie Jesus. This bad boy is it's an imperial stout brewed with molasses and pecan extract added. It is 12% alcohol by volume, and I gave it a pour, and it is motor oil in a glass with a super dark, creamy beige head that is not going anywhere right now. So it looks really good, but we'll come back around to myself for that. We'll look at the comments real quick. Let's see. All right, so we got Drunken One in the chat. Drunken One, if you want to join, just let me know in the comments, and I'll add you. Robert Collins is watching. Cheers, guys. Cheers to you, Robert. Thanks for tuning in on this Stout Sunday. Let's see. Alex the Beer Master, good morning. Morning to you, Alex. Thrash, join if you want. There you go.
There
Speak
you
of
go.
the devil. There he is.
Hey guys.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Good. How's it going, Mike?
Everything's good.
All right. So, all right. Craig Swinson is also tuning in. Says Stockyard Oatmeal Stout from Trader Joe's. Ooh, sounds good. All right. And apparently today is National Beer Day.
Yep.
Yes.
Is that true? Okay. Did not know that.
That is true.
All right. Well, we're starting off right with Stout Sunday, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, thrash metal, homebrew, and barbecue. Brian, over there in Colorado, what you drinking this morning?
This morning, doing a local beer from Dry Dock Brewery. Ooh. This is their coffee stout. And this one, 12 fluid ounces, 5.5% ABV.
That's good.
It's a hammerhead shark on the front there.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Cool can design. Wow.
Yeah. Did you guys already pour up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and pour
We
her up.
just got through everybody describing their beer, so you timed it perfectly.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to, as you're pouring yours there, we'll go back to Jeremy and let him go ahead and get into his BDBS. I think I got
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's this is from like I said, from Ozark Beer Company, and BDCS stands for Bourbon Double Cream Stout. Like I said, it's aged in bourbon barrels, 2019 edition, 10.3%, 69 IBUs, made in Rogers, Arkansas. And here I am looking at it. It's not much of a head on this, and it didn't even pour a real good head on this one. It's solid dark like the rest of them, slightly brown lacing and head on this. I'm gonna get a nose on this one real quick. Got a lot of right off the bat, you're getting the bourbon smell, which is good. Chocolatey, coffee. You're getting smells like a brownie, which is really good. So, much roasted notes in there, and I'm still getting a little bit of the coffee in there. And as far as that goes, let's get a taste on it.
Cheers.
Oh, that is real smooth. Really, really, really smooth. But you're getting that bourbon right off the bat. You're getting chocolatey. It's a slight vanilla flavor in there also. Got slight vanilla notes in there. Let's try again. It tastes like a fudge brownie bourbon drink. That's what it tastes like.
That sounds awesome.
Very, very, very delicious. It's perfectly sweet. I mean, I complain a lot of these are either too sweet or not sweet enough. This is just, for me, it's perfectly balanced on that. If you can, I've got to start sending you guys some of these somehow. It's very good. Look at the lacing on it.
Very nice.
So I'll give you the rating later on. It's only a measly 10.3%, like Michael would say. So,
man.
But I may feel this one later on. on empty
We'll
stomach.
let you keep sipping on that and come back around and talking about measly. We've got Michael Kormeroff with that Firestone Walker at 5.5 or somewhere in there.
Brian, like yours, mine is only 5.5. It's from Firestone Walker. It's their Nitro edition from the Merlin series. I did the Mocha 2 weeks ago, and this is the Nitro. And as Nitro beers do pour, the head is sitting very firm like that. It's been since I poured it exactly like that. The beer is dark brown in color. The head is holding up really well. Let me give it a. You can get the dark roast smell in it. Let me see if I can get anything else. Maybe some coffee and some dark chocolate in there as well. Smells like a complicated beer, but the main thing is going on. If you look at the way it's holding up, I don't know if you can really see it through the light, but it's kind of like pillowy. And at the beginning, when I did give the hard pour, it came up with the usual fanfare, which all nitros do, which is very, I've always liked that, but if the beer isn't good, then it doesn't matter. The effect is not what you're looking for. Let me give it a taste.
All right, cheers.
Let's see. The taste is following the nose. Roasted malts and coffee and dark chocolate. It's very smooth, very easy drinking. I like the nitro effect. I don't know if everybody else does. I do like it. It really
I like it. I do like it.
It smooths out the beer. And there are carbon dioxide beers that can be smooth, but this is smooth in a way that I don't think you can do with a carbon dioxide beer. It's like ultimate smoothness, and I really like it. Yep. I'll come back and give my rating too.
All right. Sounds good. So that leads us to Ronald Terrio.
Oh, well.
With his pumpkin stout.
With the pumpkin stout. It smells very spicy, like a pumpkin pie crust. It smells like pumpkin bread with some spiciness and maybe the burnt bread crust. It's a little burnt. It's not too burnt. Okay. Maybe some maltiness, but it's a lot of spices. So I was telling Donna that I said it's going to taste like a pumpkin pie. And then she said, I never had a pumpkin pie in my life, which kind of surprised me. But I said, well, I explained to her about how pumpkin doesn't have. She never had it, and I was telling her how. Well, you know, pumpkin is kind of neutral, so they add the spices to give it flavor because it's just like a squash, just like a neutral flavor. All right. Yeah, it's the same thing. Pumpkin pie spices with a little char from like the burnt bread tops, bread crust. The mouthfeel is not as heavy as you may believe at 10.6%. I said on my solo review, my revisit video, because they did have this back in 2013. I said it's kind of like high medium mouthfeel, high medium, and it's a medium sweet finish. Not boozy. It's just like a real enjoyable dessert product. You could just it just like would go down yummy in your tummy, but you might get kind of lit up if you drink too much of it, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. It's a treacherous product, perhaps.
Yeah, I had a really good the pumpkin stouts are kind of, I mean, you don't see too many of them, but I had that one from Southern Tier, the Warlock, and that was, man, that was
I kept seeing beer. The price was not too nice.
They've still got some at the that World of Beverage in Fairburn. It's the singles. I mean, they're almost 2 years old now, but they're just sitting there, and every time I go in that store, they're calling my name. They're aging, and I think they're getting better. That's a beer that only gets with age.
We don't even get Southern Tier in Louisiana anymore because it wasn't selling, you know.
That's too bad. Yeah, they got some good stuff. All right, let's see. We'll go to myself real quick here with this even more pecan pie Jesus from Evil Twin. So the pour is pretty much black motor oil. I mean, you cannot see through it at all. There's a little bit of the head that's sticking around, that beige head, but it's pretty much died down. The aroma, definitely getting the pecans. It kind of smells like a chocolate pecan pie. You're getting the chocolate notes from the roasted barley malt. You're definitely getting some rich, caramel type notes. And of course, the pecans are really coming through. So cheers.
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 Cheers, enjoy.
Happy National Beer Day, you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, happy National Beer Day.
Salute.
All right. Just another reason to drink. Another excuse.
Exactly.
It's National Beer Day, guys.
Like we need another reason,
Right.
So I'm doing it as a science, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, me too.
Ron
It's
is
all scientific.
a lifelong science experiment.
He's dedicated to science.
That's right.
So the taste follows the nose. You're getting some chocolate notes from the roasted barley malt. You're getting a definite caramel presence on the palate as well. And then that pecan flavor comes through. It's got pecan extract. So it's a nice, rich pecan flavor with the caramel. Definitely makes for that pecan pie taste. I'm getting a little bit of like a graham cracker type note as well. This is a very heavy bodied stout. This is the heaviest bodied Evil Twin stout I've had. And I've had a lot of their, their strong, their really high ABV beers. This is 12%, which is not the highest that I've had from them, but it's definitely the heaviest bodied beer that I've had from them. It's
Still
definitely
high,
sweet and malty up front, but it has a significant hop bite on the finish. The IBUs are not listed, but if I had to guess, I would say 50 or 60. You're definitely picking up some bitterness on the back end, which balances it out nicely because it is very sweet initially. The alcohol is masked very well. Even though it's very thick, very heavy, it's not warming going down. There's no indication that it's really a high alcohol stout. You might guess that it's like 6 or 7, but 12%, I would have never guessed that it was this high. So anyway, very good. Definitely enjoying it. And we'll come back around here to myself in a little bit, and I'll give you my final thoughts and ratings. We'll check the chat real quick, and then we'll go back over to Brian with his stout. We've got Drewski Brewski in the chat. Oh, goodness. What's up, Drewski? Thanks for watching. We've got Vanessa Kitty. She's asking which beer was the Nitro. That's the Firestone Walker beer that Michael Kormanoff is drinking, is the Nitro beer. We've got, let's see, Scruffy the Janitor is watching. Thanks for tuning in, Scruffy. He's talking about Walgreens took our Rite Aid over, Exxon changed to Shell, and Citgo changed to Sunoco all in 2 months. Wow, it's been a busy 2 months there, Scruffy. Let's see. Ronnie S. is watching as well. It's he would join us, but he always seems to work on Sundays. So happy accounting, Ronnie, and you can drink a stout later today to make up for it. We've got Hog tuning in, says cheers all. Thanks for tuning in, Hog. And there we go. I think we're caught up on the chat. So we'll go back to Brian.
All right, John. All right. You got a Whiskey Scout? He's wanting a link, if you don't mind. I'm sorry to bother you, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I got you. Well, Brian, I'll send you the link, Robert.
Comes on, I'll have to squeeze him into my sheet. I'm running out of room. I'll fit him in.
That's a good thing, though, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I thought I added Robert to the IBRG, but maybe not.
Huh.
Let's see.
Yeah, we need Robert in here too, because it's good to have Brian, Robert, and join.
Like our whole friendly group.
Yeah.
Where's Shane Fudge today? Is he doing something else?
I don't know. I figured he'd be on here with us on doing the same one I'm doing.
Unless he's got something with his family too. It's possible.
Yeah, very, very possible.
Where did Jay go?
Always buying stout.
Jay has left, but at least he's still on.
Jay did not leave.
Okay.
he changes his clothes.
Jay, I saw your Falstaff moniker is still there representing you, so we know you're there.
I was lifting weights, so didn't want y'all to see that.
Jay wants to be the Hulk. That's why he's working out.
Dedication, man. It takes dedication.
No, I don't want to be the Hulk. Although I do own every Hulk comic book.
There you go.
Hulk don't even want to be the Hulk, you know?
Yeah, I know. It got canceled 4 years ago. Okay.
Thrash, go ahead with yours while I'm adding Robert here.
Okay, cool.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, this is the Dry Dock Brewing Company out of Aurora, Colorado. This is the coffee stout. I was reading up on some of the notes on this, and it looks like they added a little bit of lactose, so it's really smoothed it out, actually. It comes in at 5.5%, 30 IBUs, and it's a seasonable coffee stout. It did have Born on Dating stamped on the bottom of the can, so Ron should be happy about that.
Yes.
And it is I would consider it a classic milk stout. When I poured it, it had an off-white head on it, khaki tan, and it dissipated really quickly. So it's flattered and flat now. Like John's beer, it's like motor oil. Can't see through it. Basic smell notes. It's malty, good roast in it, good coffee roast to it. Maybe it's on the side of it, espresso roast, but it doesn't have that burn smell to it that you usually get with one of those real heavy coffee stouts, which is really nice. It's very pleasing on the nose. And then tasting it, the roasts come through very mildly, but there's a chocolate note that just punches right through. I really like that one. It's got a good malt undertone on it, and a little caramel sneaks up through there. Coffee through and through. It's mild but bold. In the mouth, when it just dissipates to reveal really good coffee notes, and it's dry on the tongue at the end of the drink. So very happy with that. The mouthfeel is very smooth, little warming. It's only a 5.5, but it is a little warming and not hot at all. The carbonation level is very light. It's non-existent right now, but the beer's body overall is very robust. So I'm very pleased with this one. I would buy it again. I'm going to give a pretty high rating on this one for stout. So happy. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. So, Robert, bear with me here. I'm sending you an invite, but my computer, it doesn't like to do more than one thing at a time. So we will go back to Jeremy in the meantime, and you can go ahead and give your rating if you want, Jeremy, on that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. I know you guys can't get this, but I wish you could, because it's very, very, very good. He's right. It's actually better than the Mother's, just slightly. It's got a little bit more sweetness to it, which I like. It's just a really well balanced bourbon stout. Man, it's really good. I'm gonna have to give this a 99. I'm telling you, it's right there.
Wow.
Really close to 100. Yeah.
Wow. Man, I can get my hands on one of those, man. That sounds awesome.
See what I can do.
Beer trade.
Sounds
All right. Good. So, Robert, I sent you the link. You should be able to join now. So we will go back to Michael Kormaroff next.
After hearing Brian's description, I remembered also my nitro also has lactose added. I don't know if all nitros do. This one has lactose added as well, and I think that may smooth it out even more than the nitro, which is really very nice. And I'm getting kind of vanilla notes on my finish as well, which I did not get in the initial, when I first tasted it.
Yep. Looks like it kept its head pretty well too.
As you can see, I've been demolishing it, but it's still got it.
Yeah, this is like flattered in a doornail.
But I think that's nitro related more than it is to the lactose. So
yeah, depending on how much lactose they put in it too, and the malt, what types of malts will make it.
Right, but this is a wonderful beer, and I'm going to give it a 96.
Ooh.
So it is world class. It is an A, and it's on the edge of an A+.
Wow.
Mm.
All right. Got some good stuff today, guys. So, Robert, the Whiskey Scout is in here now. Thanks for joining, Robert.
No problem. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hear you just fine. So go ahead and show everybody what you're drinking on this fine Stout Sunday morning.
I'm drinking the 2018 version of Great Divide Barrel Aged Stout.
Okay.
I've had that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, Yeti Imperial Stout, stout aged in whiskey barrels. It's 12.5% alcohol by volume. Brewed at the Great Divide Brewing Company, Denver, Colorado. I've never had this one, but I've had other products from them, and they've all been pretty good. Doesn't really say which barrels were used. It just says whiskey barrels. 12. It just says at least 12 months in whiskey barrels. So it's, I don't know, where they got their whiskey barrels at, but
standard whiskey.
Yeah.
All right.
It says best enjoyed in your barrel aged series Spiegel glass.
Oh, come on. You were in Germany. You can say that.
I think I said it right. Spiegel. Yeah, you practiced German since 1987, so it's been a while.
All right. Well, Robert,
good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you're just now joining us. Yeah, go ahead and describe the beer for us a little bit.
It's really dark. I mean, you can't hardly see through it at all. Just the very faintest hint of any light coming through it all. The head built real well. It's lacing down pretty good. It's still maintaining a pretty good head on it. It's a good imperial stout. A lot of chocolate notes in it. It's not too bitter at all. It goes across the tongue very well. Malty, of course. Almost a little citrus in the background on this one.
Really?
You can taste just a little bit of citrus in the background. So that's good stuff. I like it.
All right.
We'll
let you sip on that for a while, and when we come back around, you can think of a rating and give your final thoughts for it. But I knew that beer existed. Michael and I were talking about this. Michael's had the Yeti many times, I think, over the years, but he's never had the bourbon barrel-aged one, and that's pretty cool. They age it for a full year in bourbon barrels. That's pretty impressive.
Go
ahead, Jeremy.
It just says whiskey barrels. It doesn't really say bourbon on it.
Okay, whiskey barrels. Yeah,
I've had the base beer before, whatever the base beer they brew it with. Right. And it's an excellent beer as well.
Cool,
yes.
Cool.
Yeah, great. Right, it's a really good product. Yeah.
Let's see. We got to go back to Ron over there in Louisiana for his final thoughts and rating on the pumpkin stout. Ron, can you hear us?
Yeah,
still working out.
Yeah, I just felt like I needed to eat something while I was listening to this. I was getting ready to make.
We thought she's mowing the lawn or something.
Ron's a multitasker over there.
That's right. He is. He really is.
I'm like Henry Hill. I'm just listening. Look, I was listening, and I was going to make eat much. Talk much. Hey, look, I was going to eat a spinach salad because I need some food in my stomach. If you follow where that is. No, but I'll say 93 out of 100.
Oh, that's good.
Not a 98 like some of y'all, but it's into the most excellent area, mid 90s, so to speak, type thing. And later on, Mr. Anile, it's a shame we don't have extra time on this because I would show you some of the extrapolations coming up. But anyway,
we've got time is on our side here. It's National Beer Drinking Day. We got all the time. That's
right. Like Rolling Stones.
All right, so let's see. Really quick, I'll go. We'll go back to me with Evil Twin, even more Pecan Pie Jesus. So it goes down really, really smoothly. It is very heavy bodied though. And the bitterness kind of sneaks up on you. After a few sips, that bitterness kind of builds. So I really like it. It's very heavy though. You can't drink too much of this. Definitely a sipper. It's not my favorite Evil Twin Stout that I've had. It's excellent though, no doubt. But it's just it's a little too heavy for me. The bitterness is nice. It's probably more along the lines of a traditional stout in that sense, where you have the notes up front and that nice hot bitterness balances it out. But you know, I've gotten to like a lot of these bourbon barrel-aged stouts and these more malty stouts that don't necessarily have that bitterness on the finish. So to me, that kind of detracts a little bit from the pecan pie flavors that they're trying to get with this beer. They're definitely there, but with a little bit less bitterness on the finish, I think it would have kind of come through a little bit more. It's still excellent, but I'm going to go with a 94 out of 100 for this one. So it's still a pretty solid A, and it's definitely worth checking out. And the kicker, really, that 12% alcohol, it's not that you're not tasting any alcohol with this. So
that's good.
Very well matched with the alcohol, which is nice. All right, so let's see. See if anybody else is in the chat here. Craig Swinson says the worst beer reviewer, probably that guy from Beer Geek Nation. Okay.
I remember him.
I don't know if I know who that is.
I don't think he does videos anymore, though.
Drunken One says he's got a carbon chocolate stout at 5.6%.
He gave it up because he said it was too hard being on top.
Really?
Yeah. That was his last video.
I heard he was gaining a lot of weight and he had to quit or something.
Yeah, he said it was too stressful being, on top.
It's too stressful to drink beer. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was hard to run an empire,
It's hard to be number one for so long, and
right, and have all these hundreds of thousands of subscribers that you paid for with a service and all that. I mean, it's hard. It ain't easy.
Probably can't walk down the street without paparazzis and
yeah,
stuff.
You gotta change your fucking underwear sometime. Oops, sorry.
Got RCA, RCA records. Oh, got RCA records calling. Yeah. I'm not on top, so I'm over here in obscure land. So
right,
I'm just like flying under the radar in a long.
You're like in the down under part of America.
You're doing great though.
Yeah,
I'm in Louisiana, and I was driving into the cane fields yesterday. About a plantations. Okay.
That's how you know you live in the house and you're driving through the cane field.
You ran into a koala.
No, I mean, I was literally driving out into the to the sugarcane country yesterday.
I know I'm hassling you.
Oh man! All right, so Vanessa Kitty is very enthusiastic that she figured out what e-sockets were yesterday.
Yeah.
Glad you figured that out, Vanessa. And Craig Swinson says, "Let's see. I'm still not sure what happened, but don't think he still reviews. No big loss." All right, so I think that catches us up on the chat. Drunken One says he's got a stout. If you want to join Drunken One, just post a comment. I don't think you have the link because you dropped off of the IBRG chat, but I can send you an email. Just let me know if you want in. I'll send you an email.
Tell him I'm out of room, but I'll force him into the top if he comes on.
Well, he hasn't said that. He hasn't said that he wants in yet. So
I got room for about 6 spots, and otherwise he'll have to go on to the very top. But if he's part of it, I have to put him in.
The problem with Drunk One, he said he was not he didn't feel like he was a good beer reviewer.
Right,
Wait a minute. I said, hold on. You don't have to be a so-called good reviewer. You only have to be an enthusiast if you like trying beer. I mean, I don't like that idea that you feel like you have to live up to some kind of like paradigm, like, that's feeding into that like elitist thing about, I have a certification, I have a certificate, and all that stuff.
Right. Well, it's all opinion. It's all it's everybody's opinion on what they're drinking too. What someone may like, other people think is dog crap. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody has limitations on what they do. You should watch what they say, and then you draw your own conclusions.
Right.
Nobody should feel that they're not able to give a beer review.
So, Mike, I got a question. Talking about drawing conclusions, do you use a pen or a pencil?
A pen.
Okay.
Do you want to change something? I still can. I have whiteout.
Oh, God.
Brian, you want to
I haven't
change something?
seen that
I'm willing
in a long
to change it.
time.
That's right. Sit there and get it all over your computer screen. Be careful.
You know that I
You knew that
drove.
was coming.
I drove my car from my driveway to Michael's. Well, I drove to the driveway at the hotel, and then I took the elevated train and the subway to Michael's very house.
Right.
And I was a guest, and he was not playing games. I was like, well, it's an A. He was like, no, we don't play that over here in Brooklyn. I want a number.
I want a number. For one number.
When you're doing letters, though, it's kind of rough because is Brian's A the same as John's A? The same as my A? So this way, if you do a number, you're actually getting it down to a point where you can split hairs on the number and say, is it an A plus? Is it an A? Is it an A minus? So I forced Ron to give numbers, but he did a good job.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, and I admired that because he was like, I don't care if you drove from Louisiana, I want a number. And I was thinking that, and I was sitting there at his little conference table, and I was thinking, I like this kind of mindset. It's like his focus, like me, like in a way, it's all about the beer and the ratings. It's not about, oh, let's be chum, let's be pals, and all. That's fine. But it's more about the product. And I said to myself, that's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be about the product. Because, I mean, I don't know Michael. Michael doesn't know me. We didn't grow up together. We didn't go to school together. I didn't go to his children's wedding, So
he's not married yet, but maybe someday.
You still got a chance to go to the wedding.
You understand the point I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, I got it.
A lot of people let personal stuff get in the way, but he was like focused, like he had a clear focus on what this was about. And I really respected that,
In my group things that I do on Thursday evenings, once a month, sometimes people come who are not what you'd call beer aficionados. And obviously you want them to come so they become more into it, whatever. Now, there are people in my group who do say things, and they probably shouldn't. But it's like, I don't think they say it to put the person down. They're trying to bring them along. So, and sometimes they take one thing, they may think the person's a little bit arrogant for coming down on them for something they're saying. But again, it's an opinion. The person says it tastes like that. It could be completely wrong, but it's right to them. So let them go. I mean, whatever it is, it is.
Yeah, it's like that church's chicken thing, but you got to understand what the point is that you're trying to make,
Everybody should have their own right to say what they say about any beer and give pros and cons and whatever.
Yeah. But you're like me, Michael. You're like me, though. You have a right to say what you want. It's your opinion. But by golly, come on, back it up.
There you go.
If you're saying the beer is fair, like a C, why are you saying that?
No, and even the newer people will tell you why if you ask them, but you have to give them a chance.
Right. Yeah. And you can't come at them. You can't come at them with an attitude like you're trying to make fun of them or you're putting them down or like rolling your eyes at them, because that really turns people off. And I've been battling against that for 20 years in the beer community. The people that have this snobbish attitude, and first thing, you get a person that's new into the community and they'll say, hey, what's the difference between a stout and a porter? And then you have these, what's come along talking about, you don't know that. And I'm like, damn, how are they supposed to know it if they don't learn? Who are you to sit there and judge them? And I really get militant about it then,
I've been shocked at how much antagonism comes up about beer, though. Used to be friendly, and then you get these people who really get crazy. I mean,
you see that in like the spirits, the distilled stuff too. You see, I guess it would be in every subject out there. You get these elitists out there that think they know everything. The so-called experts in the field. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as an expert.
I have a friend that used to do beer. I have a friend that used to do beer hangouts with us for about 2 years, and he lives in the Woodlands, Texas. He said it's like monstrously bad with the wine culture out there.
Yeah.
You cannot believe how these people are. He said they're unbelievable. And he just sits back and he looks at them and he's thinking, wow. And he said, it's he said, "You think beer is bad?" And it is.
Wine's
He said to get into the wine culture, these people are insane. You know, they're bad. But that's the Woodlands. You know, that's kind of like a reality.
Oh
TV.
yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of that is a lot of people they get into like wine, for instance. They'll drink wine and they'll finally find a wine that they really like, and then all of a sudden they're biased on the winery itself. So every wine that comes out of that winery is top notch, 100% beautiful, you know, and anything else is dog crap. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You get a bias towards that, and it makes your opinion.
He said,
You know, it's
horrible.
funny. Some of these wine. I've seen some of these. You know, there's videos on YouTube where you have like wine experts, and they're doing these blind taste challenges between like these $1,000, you know, these really expensive wines, and then your $10.99, you know, box wine, Walmart, and you know, half the time the cheap stuff will win, and it just goes to show you that when you're doing a true blind taste test, like between these different, whether it's wine, beer, liquor, it doesn't matter. You know, it really brings to light how full of crap a lot of these people are.
That's
because,
the key. That's the
you know?
key. The blind taste test. And a lot of these people who are self-proclaimed experts, and they'll be the first to let everybody know that, they will not do a blind taste test unless it's some kind of thing that they're controlling, which you have to get suspicious about that. You know, it's
Well,
like,
you just take everything with a grain of salt. Those people are, like you said, they're elitist. They think they know it all, and they, you know, screw them. I mean, you're gonna like what you like anyway, so
Exactly.
whatever, you know.
right, but I just can't trust these people.
Yeah.
Like they'll say, "Oh yeah, I was talking to Frederick Childress," and you're like, "Frederick? Yeah, you know the winemaker at Plumpton Winery in Catamount, California." We were talking on the internet, and then really you find out they might have just sent the guy an email, you know. But
Right.
and they're like, "Yeah, we were talking about."
Oh, it was in the newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Greg Plumpton about aloe vera wine and how they use aloe vera oil that's processed with cream cheese from a goat in Tibet, the old boundaries of Tibet before the 1938 revolution. And we were, and you're like, "Come on, man, get out of here with all that," you know. And they just can't. They just don't stop.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the pinky up phenomenon.
Yeah.
You know.
Real quick,
Pinkies
guys, before we get too off track here, I don't think we've gotten ratings from Brian or Robert the Whiskey Scout yet. So
Right. We need to do that. We need to get that.
Okay,
it, John.
so
Rein
on
it
this
in,
one-
rein it in. You know that stuff is high ABV.
Reel it in. Reel it in.
So this one right here, if you notice, I'm almost done with it. Oh, hold on.
I'm all. Hey, cheers. Cheers. I have nothing.
Cheers, that's good. So on this one, the only thing this thing's going to get dinged about is the head. It didn't have a good head. You know how you guys are talking about rating? I go by the style itself, the overall style, the way it looks. You know, it's sight, smell, taste, and feel. Those are the things I go off of, and I think you all do too. And you kind of, it comes down to like one category is usually off, and this one was the feel, the carbonation level, that type of thing. This one needs a bit more carbonation. It makes an A, but not a high A. So I give it a 94 out of 100.
Now, if it was more carbonated, would it have a higher rating?
That sounds fair.
Yeah, it's I think what it's lacking, you know, just from my opinion in the stout world, and it needs a bit more malt, or like Mike has, like nitro. I wonder what this thing would be on with nitro.
Oh man, boy, that would be something else.
It probably would be a lot better. A lot better.
But yeah, it's a good beer. I'll crack another one open here in a second, and it's only 9 o'clock. I got 2 beers to brew today, or I got 2 beers to brew today.
Cool, man. You gonna go live on that?
Yeah, it's National Beer Day, man.
And I'm gonna be
watching. So,
yeah.
Everybody check out Thrash Metal Homebrew Barbecue later. I'll probably stop in and that one. Like fun. All right, so we will go back to Robert Robert, the Whiskey Scout, with his barrel-aged Yeti. I'm very excited to hear what his rating is for that one.
I've gotten used to it as it's went down. I do notice a little bit more of a yeast note in it, and there's a vanilla component to it as it's kind of set on my tongue for a while. And I really like the beginning, it really dwells on the back sides of your tongue very well. I mean, it's I'm going to give it a 95. It's really, really good stuff. I mean, it's better than I expected, but I didn't, I've never had it. It's at the right ABV at 12.5%, which I prefer a little higher ABV on my stouts.
Is it really whiskey forward?
Not really. There's a little bit of a barrel influence. I don't really notice the oak so much, but maybe just faintly, very faintly in the background. It's not like I'm getting the oak when I taste a bourbon or a scotch or something like that.
Exactly.
But there is a, and I think that's the vanilla component coming out of the wood that's giving me that sort of barrel feel to it. So it's good. I mean, it's really good stuff. And I think, I don't remember exactly, but I think I paid $4.99 for this bottle. So
that's a really good price for a barrel.
That's actually a really good deal considering the high alcohol, the 12 months. I mean, a year in barrels. That's awesome.
Yeah, you get.
I know Jay's shaking his head over there. That's a good deal for what you're getting there.
Guys, I'm going to have to head out. It's been fun. Good time. Look forward to seeing you guys again. You guys take care.
Take care,
Michael.
All right.
See you, man. Cheers.
Have a good one, Michael. Okay, so real quick, back to the comments here. We have got, Drunken One says he's good. He's just watching. He had to cancel his brew day, though. I noticed that popped up on my screen. I wonder what happened there.
Why'd you cancel your brew day, man?
Maybe he's just going to join Thrash later. I don't know.
Probably.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Drunken One says, cheers to Voodoo Ranger. Yeah, that's a good one, Drunken. He loves that Voodoo Ranger. He's been drinking a lot of that.
Hey, they're good.
Man, he says, what's up, everyone? The hangover is strong today. All right, wow. Best thing to do is to get a little taste of the dog that bit you, or the hair of the whatever the expression is.
The hair of the nut of the dog that bit you.
All right.
Like that Chambers album from 1977.
And let's see, Drunken One says there's a bunch of pricks in the Woodlands. All of them are snobs. I get the Woodlands, Texas, and then Jeremy says my aunt lives there.
She does. I actually have a aunt that lives there, and she is kind of a snob. You're right. Hey, she don't watch it though.
All right, let's see. All right, so we got Hog still in the chat. Says cheers to Drunken One and Jeremy and everybody. And Drewski says cheers, Hog. All right, so we're caught up on the chat. Let's see. We'll end it here in just a second, but I think Ron had something. We were talking earlier. You said you wanted to maybe show something before we went off air. Or?
Yeah, it's like show. It's like show. Yeah. It's like show and tell. Well, first of all, I want to say this commentary. I wonder why William Kepley joined in it. Yeah, baby, we're gonna do that
soon.
If I got any left, but we could do it today. But other people don't have it.
I'll be gone the rest of the day, so I can't.
Oh yeah, right, family and all that. All right. Well, I have about 70% of the bottle left, so we can do it. We can do it.
Do it next week would be good. Any day next week.
Yeah.
After 5 o'clock.
Pick a day and see if everybody can do it.
Yeah. Well, and if we can't do it,
he was going to pick up a bottle next Tuesday, I think. So he might be able to join us.
Right.
For the Gallo family Merlot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I was curious why William Kepley joined and inexplicably quit after just a few seconds. Really, I don't even think he was on for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think he's doing a lot better. He popped on. I think maybe he just wanted to say hey before he went live, but everybody was kind of talking, so he just popped on.
No way, we couldn't do that.
I mean, no, not that we were trying to. No, but I don't think he might not have been wanting to drink this early in the morning. He's got a lot of stuff going on, so maybe he was just stopping in to say hey. I don't know.
Yeah, we have been known to blab too much. I should say, that's unfair. That's unfair. I have been known to blab. Right, but I'm like Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now. Sometimes I go too far, but I'll be the first to admit it.
There you go.
Remember they had all those chopped off heads on that little like
right.
You haven't went that far yet, Ron.
Oh my gosh.
But here's the dregs. This is the fruit that's left. Well, this guy named Chinese sells fruit on U.S. Highway 61 in Reserve, Louisiana, and he gave some stuff to a guy named Nadeau, and Nadeau didn't want it. But Nadeau, I was in my backyard. You're laughing at me. I was in my backyard doing a. Still laughing.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm helping him.
Go ahead.
It's not. No, the story's good. It's the names I think are the Chinese and Nadeau.
The names. Go ahead. I'm about to mute this. Hold on.
Those are types of butter.
You try to make friends on the internet, and then I was sitting in my. Okay, I was sitting in my backyard doing a review, and I kept hearing Ronald. I was like, "What is going on?" And then I said, "Oh no, it's Eddie. It's Nadeau." So he says, I got all of this stuff where he's got this huge Crown Royal bottle, but I know that's not Crown Royal. Then he's got these mason jars. He said, Chinese made that. I said, you're not that generous. You just didn't want to drink it. He laughed. Haha. Yeah. So Nadeau, a Chinese, took this is orange lemons, and then he soaked them in some kind of booze. And then he had strawberries, fresh strawberries, and he soaked them in that booze. I drank all the strawberry. That's not available at this particular time. But he called this limoncello, and so I poured some of it, and that's the rest of it. That's like lemonade for big old grown-up people.
So, what do you think the alcohol content is with that?
Probably about 35 or 40.
Ooh.
Okay.
About 70 or 80 proof, because he probably put it in a big container with it's probably like Taka vodka, and he just threw all those fresh oranges in there and he sealed it real tight. He might have put some sugar in it and let it set for about a year or two.
Wow.
And he gave it to Nadeau, but only thing Nadeau drinks is Wild Turkey 101 and Corona Extra.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good choices.
Yeah, if it's not,
I like Corona Extra.
If it's not Wild Turkey 101, and if it's not Corona Extra, he ain't drinking it. But when he gets off for work on Friday night, he's gonna give that Wild Turkey a ride. Now, I mean, some people,
good choice.
Wild Turkey, man.
Yeah, some people are like dedicated to particular brands, and they're satisfied with them, so they don't understand why should I try something else, because I like it. So I say, okay, I can understand that, Eddie. Well, then this lady Sonia, who no longer drinks due to health-related issues, she gave me this almost full bottle of Blanton's single barrel.
You are so lucky.
Oh yeah, and you know why I'm showing this, because I'm trying to entice people to join me.
Oh, you gonna drink that today?
No, but I'm gonna drink it.
I had a bottle of Blanton's single barrel probably 3 or 4 years ago when I lived in Columbus, and that was when I was really getting into bourbon and stuff. I had the Stag Junior. I had some of the really nice expensive bourbons, and I bought my single barrel bottle that I bought, and maybe it was because it was older. It was probably like 12 to 15 years just sitting around. But I paid $100 for that bottle.
Oh,
Ooh, it's only about $60
Yeah,
to $70.
yeah.
I think the reason that I paid more for the one that I got was because it was older. Like it was the same single barrel bottle and everything, but it had been sitting around for years, so they bumped the price up. And anyway, I was enticed, and I bought a bottle. The other really expensive bourbon that I bought was the Booker's, which I think I paid $100 for. It comes in the wooden box with the glass front, and I don't know. I know there's a lot of different variants of that.
I think Robert's got that. He's getting it.
I'm pretty sure Robert does have a, yeah.
There's one that's about half empty, and there's another one.
Hey,
This is an older one. This is before they started naming their batches. I just have a hard time opening it.
I'll be happy to help you.
Product.
Come over and help.
Well, I got this one open, and it's enough. Trust me.
buying whiskey is not about drinking it; it's about having it, right? All right.
No, it's about drinking, but sometimes you just gotta have a backup.
Right.
Right.
And that's the backup to that.
There you go.
I got a lot of backups. Hey, you want to see? Now we're going on to the lower end of the spectrum.
People aren't as shiny.
Oh man.
Port.
I'm gonna get a bottle of that soon. We could do that whenever. That's I think $6.99 for a bottle here.
This is a 1,500 milliliter bottle, 1,500 milliliters. They had it on closeout for $7.99. You know I bought that. You know I bought that. Now, and Walmart had this one for about $35. $35, but I thought it wasn't a bad deal because it comes with 2 glasses, and it's got artwork by some artist I never heard of.
I think he's got one too.
I've never, I've never reviewed. I've had it years ago, but I don't know if I've ever had it neat. I think I've had it like in cocktails.
The Chivas 12.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad for $35.
Well, not with the 2 glasses.
That's about average for me.
Yeah, and you got the 2 glasses, so I was pleased. Then
I don't like Chivas. I mean, I like Chivas, but I never buy much more than the. Okay, I bought one 750 years ago, but after that, I only buy the little 200 mils, and I only use that for kind of when I'm comparing it to other 12-year-olds. Mostly, what I do is I compare it when I try. Like I bought this old par about 6 months ago, and so I take the old par, and then I do the Chivas 12. I got a Dewar's 12. I got the Johnny Walker Black Label 12, and it's a good way to compare kind of how they all sit to each other. I don't I should probably do more comparisons online, but to me, it's just when one night I sat there in the comfort of the house and I just, how does this rank against that?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying everybody should be like incessant like me, just constantly making videos, constantly. But it's kind of like, no, but I mean, really, if I'm going to do it anyway, I may as well post it and comment. People can come. Now, here's one that you might really make fun of me now, but this is a real thing. This is a real person. This is not made up. But I mean, I only paid $8.99 yesterday.
No, Henry McKenna. That's the standard Henry McKenna bourbon. I've never actually had that one. I've got the Henry McKenna 10 over there, the single barrel, and I only paid $24 for it. I think it was. But now the prices went up since in the Whiskey Advocate magazine. I can't remember which one they gave us. This is a second one, but I don't know if it's the latest one or I'd have to look through my magazines. But they gave it a high rating in San Francisco. And now I walk into a store and I see Henry McKenna, which was $24.99 all day long. Suddenly it's $34.99. And it's
do you think that's a fair price for $750, $8.99?
Oh yeah, for that, that's a good price for it. That's a real good price. When I was going through Texas, I picked up a JTS Brown. This one was $12.99, and and I thought I was buying the bottled in bond. So I thought, well, I get back to the car and I realize this isn't the bottled in bond. This is only 80%. So I go to another liquor store up in, I think it was Lubbock or Amarillo. I get up there and I ask the guy, I said, you got JTS Brown bottled in bond? He says, yes. So he gives me, but he pulls up this 175 in the back. He goes, that's all I got it in is 175. Said, okay, I'll take it. So he bags it and gives it to me. So now he lied to me. I paid $18.99 for a bottle of the same stuff. It's a 175. And I got home and I looked at it. I said, this isn't bottled in bond. I was so.
Oh, they got some.
I was not happy.
They got some ignorant people that work in liquor stores.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, well, I'm not going to say nothing bad, but his name might have been hard.
I was in a liquor store in Frankfort, Kentucky on U.S. Highway 127 northbound, right behind and the Night's Inn. I don't want to be specific about where it was. It was in a strip mall.
Strip club? What? Strip mall. Oh, that's what you said.
Strip mall. Strip mall.
Strip mall.
Yeah. You misunderstood him.
Strip mall. So I'm going there. This was like around 1:45. Keep on laughing at me now. I was 1:45 in the afternoon after I went on the tour at Buffalo Trace. And I got to say, Buffalo Trace will say, try this, try that, try this, try that, try this. And it's all for free. And then they say, you want some vodka, Wheatley's? So they just throw liquor at you. And then you're like, now I got to get back to the hotel, you know? So, but anyway, so I went in there and I said, hey, you guys got something called Beam's Choice? And the guy's like, I ain't never heard of Beam Choice. I'm like, okay, well, the locator tool said you had it, but anyway. So I went back to the hotel, and then later on I was at the hotel, and I kind of brought things back into check, and I said, man, you know, I might go walk over there and see if they've got some ice beer. I might do a little challenge with that. So I walked in there, and I'm going to the back of the store to get the ice beer. So I'm walking, nonchalant, minding my own business, and I looked to my left, and I said, there it is on the shelf, Beam's 8-star, $14 for a bottle. They have 2 bottles, $14 a piece. I said, golly, this verifies everything I always rant about, that these people working in liquor stores don't even know their own supply, you know?
No.
I went back up, so I got the ice beer, and then I got the 2 Beam's Choice. I gave one to my friend David, who you see with the big beard. And I said, and I was like, you don't have it, right? Okay, I'll buy it. They were like totally indifferent. They didn't care if you bought it or not. They were like, oh yeah, well, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's so frustrating. Now, the last thing is the Triple Crown. I mean, yeah, I know it was $4.99. I mean, you know, but that's good. They claim it's the best blended whiskey in North America, but I will believe that when we see it.
Guys, I'm going to have to take off. Got to get the brew day going.
Yeah. All right.
So,
we're going to end there. We just wanted to, so.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Everybody go check out Thrash Homebrew and Barbecue. He's going to be live streaming later with his brew day. Jeremy Vinson, Robert the Whiskey Scout, also another excellent channel. Go check out the Whiskey Scout if you haven't already. He does great whiskey reviews. And then, of course, the one and only Ron Ontario, Louisiana Beer Reviews. If you drink beer and you haven't watched this channel yet, you are really missing out. So, and yours truly, John Nelly, George Beer Reviews. Thanks, everybody, again, for tuning in to this special edition of Stout Sunday, National Beer Drinking Day.
Wait. Can I make 2 plugs?
Yes, go ahead.
One, later today, we got rum. The Bacardi Grand Reserva Diaz versus Bacardi Gold. Secondly, we've got a light beer taste challenge later today. Bud Light versus Coors Light. So,
all right,
major fight.
Looking for that as well. I got that notification bell, turned on. So everybody, do the same. All right. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We had some great comments today, great viewers, great panel, as always. So that'll do it for this Stout Sunday. Hope everybody has a good rest of the weekend. And until next time, everybody.
Cheers. Cheers.